Our customer sent in this 12-inch stiletto dovetail to tune up because it wasn't cutting as smooth as when he first bought it. I could tell immediately after I pulled it out of the box that this sawback was bottomed out on the saw plate, and this is going to directly affect how the saw performs. This happens due to excessive retensioning without periodically lifting up the sawback. In today's video, we're going to go over making your own back lifter and work holding clamp with materials in your shop, as well as showing how we reset this sawback. For this video, we made a work holding station out of a couple of 18 by 3-inch strips of scrap plywood lined with cork rubber. Next, we made our own back lifter out of the same scrap plywood, measuring about 10 by 2 inches. To finish off the DIY back lifter, cut a slit down the middle of one end. To protect your sawback, apply a layer of cork rubber to the back lifter. Next, you'll want to cut a slit into the cork to open up the kerf. I'm going to start by showing you how to make a minor back lifting adjustment for sawbacks that aren't completely bottomed out. We'll clamp our saw into the cork-lined work holding station using C-clamps. Before you lift the back, you may want to slightly loosen the fasteners to avoid unintentionally cracking your handle. After you get your saw into the work holding station, place it into your vise. Work your DIY back lifter under the back and lift upwards. Use caution not to lift the back over the top edge of the saw plate. The back only needs to be clamping on by about 1/8 of an inch. After we've removed the saw from the work holding station, you'll notice that the saw has come out of tension, showing an S-curve. As covered in our retensioning a folded backsaw video, we're going to be using a mallet with a synthetic or wooden spud. Follow the retensioning process by taking a couple of taps to the heel and to the toe. Now that we've covered how to do minor back adjustments, let's go over major back adjustments where the back is bottomed out on the plate. This time we're going to start by removing the handle first. This dovetail has split nut fasteners, so I'm going to be using a number 2 Lie-Nielsen split nut screwdriver to unscrew them. At Bad Axe, we recycle our blue VCI tape to use as a barrier in between the screwdriver and fasteners so that we don't mar the metal. But another option is to tape the end of your screwdriver using a piece of painter's tape. For the split nut style fasteners, we will have to use a pin punch and a hammer to pop out the front fasteners to remove our handle. One way you can achieve this is by lining your saw up over a small hole in your bench and covering the hole using a small plastic bag to catch your fasteners. With the toe end pointing up, we're going to position our back at an angle to have enough clearance for our back lifter. Following the same steps, we're going to put our C-clamps on the work holding station to hold our plate and back assembly in place and mount it in our vise. This time you'll have to lift the back up even more, again making sure that it's clamped onto the plate by about 1/8 of an inch. Lifting the back will produce a teeter-tottering effect, and you'll have to lift the heel end as well. To do this, repeat the process by angling the saw upwards towards the heel end within the work holding station. Before reattaching the handle, give it a light retensioning without making major shifts to the back. Now we'll be putting our saw back together. Line up the handle into place with the fastener holes and sink the fasteners by tapping them with a cork-lined wooden dowel. Flip the saw around and tighten the split nut fasteners. Lastly, we're going to retension the saw one more time to tighten up any air gaps between the handle and the sawback. And there you have it, we've successfully reset the sawback by using tools you can make at home. Thanks for watching and happy woodworking!